Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel. I am Ananda Rose, and I thought I'd come on and say something. It's been too long that we have been alone here together on this side of the screen. How are you doing? I hope really well. I hope you're managing to navigate life in the best possible way for yourself right now. It's it, it's a time. I'm just going to get this light out of my face. It's really hot suddenly. So let's just do that. Let's turn it away. Okay, that's better. It's it's a strange time to be alive, an exciting time, a strange time. So for some people, a stressful time. Everyone's talking about it, right? It's not new what I'm just saying at the moment. But I felt that it was necessary to come on and say a few things that's been on my heart. I just got to a stage after the solar eclipse of April where I felt the energy really slowing down, and I needed to sort of step back and do other things than do those everyday transmissions that I was doing. And I don't know if they return now, but I'm feeling it's time for me to be more present here on the channel and talking and bringing in messages, whatever it is that's going to be coming through. And I'll tell you what else is significant that's happening at the moment is I'm finally relinquishing the client that I've been working with. So for those of you that watch the channel for a long time, you know I do bookkeeping, and I've had one client, and there's been a lot of, I guess, conflict within me about releasing it because that's my only source of income. And so, I was constantly being asked to relinquish the client, and I just didn't have the courage to do it. Obviously, because if you have some level of security, then you're going to hold on to it, right? Especially if there isn't any other option. So I have now had gone through my transition, and I've been training. My client was already starting to do his own work because his business has slowed down. And so he was just starting to do the work that I'm supposed to be doing. And so now it's really worked out in the sense that I am training, I'm helping him understand the work that he didn't understand, the parts that he doesn't understand. And I'm doing training with him to transition him to be where he needs to be. And it's kind of strange. It's feeling a little bit nerve-wracking, but at the end of the day, it means that I can give this more attention from my end. It will be, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm navigating, and I'm going to do it. My guides have really impressed upon me different things that I need to be doing, not just on the channel, but on radio, even in terms of writing and all of that. So, there's a lot of stuff that I can do and that I'm qualified to do other than bookkeeping and training consultancy. Right. So here we are today, talking today. I've just had the last 4 weeks of my life has been, oh yeah, 4.5 weeks, or maybe I should say 5 weeks to kind of to give it a round number, has been quite intense because it all started with the Africa activation. And the Africa activation was, as many of you know, was done like close to the new moon, I beg your pardon, the full moon of July, and it was done on the 20th of July. And so coordinating stuff and then going beyond that and coordinating everything else, because we kind of had this down period after the Africa activation. And then we were getting towards the Lion's Gate, and it was like, okay, the downloads that were given to me was that it has to be done. The activations have to be done by the 12th of August, when the Lion's Gate, in the period that the Lion's Gate is most open, and is at its peak, and then it sort of starts to close again on the 12th of from about the 12th, 13th of August. And so I'm understanding that the closure of the Lion's Gate is going to be done by the 26th, which is today. And 26th of August, that's it. This year's Lionsgate portal has closed, and so we move on from it. So with regards to the activations, there's a lot of coordination happening. I was so mesmerized by the whole thing. Some of it was what I had visioned, what my guides had given to me, what my higher self had given to me. And then there I was doing it, and I was seeing the fruition of it. And I think it's been a real journey of trust the process, Rose. Trust the voice within you, because when you do that, then you'll start to see things you never thought possible, or you'll see your dream come true. The vision you had when you knew you had to do this thing or take that step, you'll see it come through. So that is what the Lionsgate experience was. There was so many synchronicities, so many things happening, and it was just amazing, really amazing. So I wanted to say that about the activations. Activations are going to continue on the channel, and we will be having people on the ground wherever the activation is going to be. We now are in the space again where post the Antarctica activation, we had to step back and then breathe and then see what's happening next. And so the activations will start again. My understanding from my guidance system or from the Phoenix and my higher self is that the activations start again close to, I should probably put the microphone closer to me. The activations start again closer to the end of September. And I've got some interesting things and interesting people that are going to be working with me on it. And what's actually going to happen this time, it's going to be very possible that it's just going to be me on the screen, like South America's activation. And then the people or the person's going to be on the land, and we will be communicating with the person. So it's going to be really incredible. So what is our activations about? They're about awakening humanity to their authenticity, to their true authentic selves. Okay. And it's also about, I have a contract to start awakening them to the dragon within themselves. So there you go. So that's what the activations are about. People are getting a lot more out of it other than what I'm saying, but it would be great to hear stories or experiences from those activations. And what we've heard then was, I just spoke to somebody last night who I didn't know, I didn't even tell him about the activation, but he had watched New Zealand's activation, and he said, wow, that was just incredible, Rose. He said the energy was so profound. He felt shifted. He was so he was so affected by what Craig Lilac said about the crystal and about the lake in the central North Island here in New Zealand, and how there is dragon energy there, and a galactic energy, and New Zealand is said to be like Lemuria, right, or part of Lemuria. So you can imagine the parts of New Zealand that are like that seem to be in the central part of New Zealand. They've got these crystal lakes. I think it's down South Island, in the middle of New Zealand somewhere. And I'm sorry, I could be getting my information wrong. It's either South or North Island, but it's just lakes and countryside, and the mountains are just amazing. So yeah, why wouldn't it be Lemuria, right? Why wouldn't it have a connection to Lemuria? Because it's that beautiful. So friends, I just want to say, I hope your Lionsgate went well. It was a period of time that shifted people beyond their wildest imaginations. And that doesn't mean it was always great. People got shifted in ways where they left long-term relationships, or where they were going through some trauma within long-term relationships, that they were wondering if that relationship was relevant for them. And so, we've come through all of that. There's the remnants of it still, because now some of us have had to make big changes in the Lionsgate, and now it's almost like, okay, now it's hitting the plateau where things start to settle down, and you say, well, okay, this is my new reality, and how am I, and you question, or you start to think about how you navigate from here, changing the mindset to come back into the space of, okay, 2 months ago, a month ago, we weren't thinking like this or feeling like this. And now that we've made some big drastic decisions for ourselves, here we are. We are now in the aftermath of that. We're now living that life after making those big decisions rather quickly. And now, how are we going to navigate from that platform? So I feel like this was an intense Lionsgate. I don't think we ever had a Lionsgate like this before. I mean, and we wouldn't have, right? Last year, we wouldn't have had a Lionsgate like last year's Lionsgate. So it's true. But perhaps more people were aware this year of the Lionsgate itself and what it means and what the alignment was, or is, when we talk Lionsgate. And you know, they also were they were also aware that they were being affected and shifted to make some huge decisions. So whatever happened in your world, friends, I hope that you are navigating again. You're ready to have the energy to navigate. Mercury has gone direct, right? So that's the other thing. Mercury went direct in the Northern Hemisphere according to the 24th of, on the 24th of August. So that would have been for us yesterday, the 25th of August. And so I was kind of unaware of the Mercury retrograde this year, but I was saying it on radio on Friday. I thought that I'm not really affected by this Mercury retrograde, but I'll tell you what, my tooth chipped. And interestingly enough, that happened to me in December. My front tooth had chipped, and I'd gone to the dentist on the 20th of December, right, in the Mercury retrograde and close to the solstice, and then or in the solstice period. But this time, my tooth chipped again. And interestingly enough, I was at the dentist last Tuesday, the 20th of August, 2024. Isn't that uncanny? So whatever did not get fixed correctly in that Mercury retrograde, we had to re-look at it this time. And I was sitting there saying to the guides, please, please, I hope this is the last time for this thing, because I'm sick of repeating it. And as my dentist was working with it, I was asking Archangel Raphael to go through and make sure, work with his hands and work with whatever to ensure this does not repeat itself. So mine was not as bad as it could be, right? So there you go. Right, friends, what are we doing next? I've been doing some personal activations for people. We have been having personal sessions with some people and doing activations of light language, activations for them to help them navigate right now, because some people have come into receiving their tools for the fifth dimension. Now they've got all these tools. They realize where they are. They realize that they're in this mature state and they're ready to go. But the backstory they don't have, because people who are coming to their awakening now need to have a practice so that they can stay in tune, or so that they can start to cool it and sort of cool it, because people that are coming into the tool with the tools and awakening now, gosh, they're rearing to go. They are ready to take off. But the liftoff might not have enough, what's the word, buoyancy or wind under the sails. And so, because if they're going to take off, of course, take off. But what's going to happen if, to maintain the takeoff is what I'm saying, right? And we're talking now about maintaining your spiritual actions, your intuitive tools, using them. Like I had a lady say to me a few months ago, she wanted to be on radio with me, and then she was saying to me, oh, this and this is what I do, and I just came to realize that 3 months ago I heal people, I can make people better. And I was listening to her and I realized that she is amazing, but just the expression was coming across more with arrogance and conceit, rather than it was saying, I'm operating from the higher perspective. And that's not, it was coming across like that. It doesn't mean that it was like that, but because she's so excited, so it can get lost in translation. So, I will be saying to anybody that is coming online at the moment, coming online with your spiritual gifts, coming online with your tools to navigate to the fifth dimension, just breathe and tune in. Remember to tune in with your higher self, because that's very important. Okay, because sometimes we could get lost with that, and then it could go in a way that doesn't look nice, not for you and not for other people, or maybe just not for you. Okay. So yeah, and I've been doing personal activations where I've been doing one-to-one work with people. And look, honestly, I'm just catching up with all of you. I'm just mentioning that because that's what I'm doing with people. And all of these activations I'm doing, my guides have asked me to do them, and they're not paid work. It's work. I'm supposed to help people in this process at the moment to do that. But as of this week, I've done most of the work. I have maybe 2 more people that I will meet, and I will finish off what we sort of, we did a first session, and then they had to go away and process, and then they come back, and then we do whatever's next, and then I'm done with that. I prefer to work in large groups, like we are working now, because all of you will watch it. And so that's not just one person, right? That's not just 5 people. That would be, well, hopefully a lot of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people, right? So yeah, and I've been at a few group sessions myself. I've had practice at being the guest with the light language. Um, and yeah, interesting. But it's good practice for the future, because I believe we're all now coming in online as to what it is we're going to do in the future. And I know for myself that I will be doing group sessions. I got my downloads like after the solar eclipse. As I say, I know I keep banging on about it, but that solar eclipse was very significant for many people. And I know for myself, and I just got the downloads of what I'm supposed to be doing. And yeah, and then we had the Lionsgate period where so many things went awry that I thought, oh gosh, did I really get that right? Actually, I did. So again, self-doubt can come in if it's been a lot of your life. If you're used to having the feeling of self-doubt, it's ready to be your friend again. How are you and I going to navigate this thing? The self-doubt thing. But I'm also assured, this is the other thing, I'm also assured that's just an illusion of the old that seems to want to reroute itself within the mind. Okay. But it's not like that. It's not true. We know that we have changed. We know that we are ascending. We have got a transformation going on. We know that we're on the trajectory. There's some of us that have no choice. We have to make things work in this time and space, because I'll tell you, for me, I have been signed out of my career as an accountant and a training consultant. And like I said many times, I did not see the memo on my desk for a long, long time. I kept thinking I needed to go back there. So coming to the next thing then, speaking of that. So thank you to everybody that signed up for the session Awaken Sleeping Dragon with Kirsty Marie and I. We did that session yesterday, and the people that were there were the absolute right people to be there, because that was their time to be there, right? And so when I was thinking we'll do the first one, because initially my initial download was, okay, first one, and then we move on from that. But then as time was going by, we thought, oh, actually it might be good to do 3, one a month. So we've done August, we're going to do September, we're going to do October. It might be okay to do 1 a month, because it makes it available for people if they can't do it now, or they don't feel ready for it by that time that it's September. Maybe somebody will feel ready and say, yeah, okay, I know that that's for me. And we've done those live events anyway, the 3 live events prior to that. So that was really an example. If anybody wanted to find out more about that, for those transmissions we did for neurodivergent people, then catch those, because you'll work out whether these sessions that Kirsty Marie and I are doing are going to be what you need, right? So the other thing is, we are about to do so sorry, I'll just go back to that. So thank you everybody that attended, and we will be putting the recording up for purchase, and that should be on Eventbrite again, for the moment, because the website is being built. Okay, and the website at the moment is being built by me, so you can imagine my technological skills and my being technologically challenged. Yeah, that's going to play a part in it, right? So please be patient. We have a platform where you can get access to all of these things. And at the moment, for the event that I am doing with Kirsty Marie, it was on Eventbrite. The ticket sales were on, or to register for the session and pay for it was on Eventbrite. And now when we put the recording on, my intention is to put it on Eventbrite. I'll also be putting in the Dragon Initiation transmission that we did with Sarah Ariana, or I did with Sarah Ariana and Emma from Being Magic, because that will also be available to all of you, if you didn't know about that. Now, friends, the next event that's coming up here on the channel is on Tuesday, the 3rd of September. This is an amazing event because all the events are amazing, by the way. I just need to say that. But it just one of my downloads that I got post the solar eclipse was I had to do certain things. And in fact, it was more like after the activations or during the time of doing the continental activations, right? Because we worked with Kirsty Marie for New Zealand. We worked with Emma from Being Magic 2 or 3 times in the activations. And Craig Lyle was in there as well. So we're going to be doing, so what I got from my guides was that I needed to do these paid events with the 3 of them. So Emma and I are going to be doing her event next Tuesday, as I was saying, 3rd of September, and it is 8 a.m. New Zealand Standard Time, and it's called Moon Magic. Okay, now the details for that are coming out sometime in the next few hours, and so you can look out for that. It is a paid registered event. Okay, we believe that we're making the events available at a good price for everyone. Okay, so when you go to register, you'll see that it's $44. Okay, but why is Emma's different? Emma's is happening, or from Kirsty's. Why is Emma's different from Kirsty's? Emma's event firstly happens at the new moon, right? That's one thing. That's why it's different. It's centered around the new moon, right? Starting afresh, starting new, creating new things for your life. And Emma's event involves animals. So this event is for anybody who is a pet owner, who was a pet owner, who's thinking about being a pet owner, or just wants to come for themselves, right? So you don't have to own a pet to be at this, but we're going to be working with the energy of the full moon. I said it wrong. We're going to be working with the energy, the magical energy of the new moon, okay, because we're creating new things, as well as light language and healing that Emma is going to bring in with her guides, right? A few dragons might turn up. However, so this session is, if you feel your pet and you yourself could gain from it, whether you have a pet or not, then please feel free to join us. The link is going to be in the description box for registering. Now, with that link, it's going via Emma's website. All right, so it's not going to be on Eventbrite. It's on Emma's website. You click the link and it'll just take you to where you need to go and you can register for it. So friends, this is our place now, our place where we are going to communicate a lot with you. And I say our place, I mean me, I mean my guests, I mean my people I do collaborations with, like Emma and Craig and Kirsty. Whilst we're working together, we will also work separately on our own with other people, right? But this is where you're going to find a lot about what we're doing. And there's going to be a lot of stuff we do because we're guided to do, like we've been doing on Ananda Rose, or the Great Awakening Generator, as it used to be called, from February last year. We've been doing a lot of things that we just gave because that's what the guidance was. We needed to do these sessions. We need to do light language transmissions, and that will continue. Interviews will be held here. It's probably not going to be the most important thing to be talking about on the channel, but that is going to carry on happening. But also what we will be doing is we are becoming a channel where we do paid events as well, and we invite you to register for it. Come along and see what the energy is all about. So if you are feeling really that you resonate with coming along to Emma's event next week, then feel free to register for it. Emma's also going to be doing it. It's going to be, we're doing this one, and then we have talked about doing more in the future, and then we will, after we do this one and we see how we feel about that and what the guidance is, we will let you know if there's another one coming, which I think there is, and what the dates are. We will do the promo, right? And here it is. I'm committed to doing the stuff now because I don't have to worry about doing anything else but what my soul's purpose is, and that is to be here broadcasting, interviewing people, also at the same time using my skills, my intuitive skills to bring out light and love and support humanity, Most of the time I'll be doing it for free, but sometimes I'm going to have to do it where we ask people to register and pay for an event. Okay. So I'm never comfortable about talking about money, but I have really had to have the lesson that was something I needed to come to. And so to be able to say it, I'm still not comfortable talking about money, but hey, this is it, right? It's free will. If you feel like you want to join it, then by all means, you do that. If you feel like you want to buy one of those recorded transmissions, that's up to you. I can only say it's on offer. You do what you need to do with it. How you feel intuitively. It's not a marketing ploy. It's not a marketing stint or stunt. It is, but it isn't, because at the end of the day, I know that those people that resonate with these things will be gravitating to it. Right. So there you go. So I feel like we need to pull a card and do a bit of light language before I go, friends. And for whatever reason, the meeting I was at last night, we were talking to a few people, and it was a wonderful group of people. They're actually quite high vibrational. And some of them, interestingly enough, are not realizing that about themselves. But we sowed the seed for them. Yeah. My guides and I, we sowed the seed for them. So I'm just going to, what are we going to do? Let's do a clearing. I've got some incense burning. I keep seeing a card that I need to bring. This was brought into the Awaken Sleeping Dragon transmission yesterday. This was a card given, and I kept thinking I needed to take a card out of here. The Golden Future Oracle card deck by Diana Cooper. But I feel I need to bring this one from it's from the Visionary Experience tarot deck by Izzy Ivy. Unveiling the Golden Age, a Visionary Tarot Experience. That card, that's what that deck of cards called. So I think I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. We're getting so many cards at the moment. All right, we're going to do them. 3 cards, but I want to put that card up on the screen, because I guess I will close off with that card, because I feel like there's a message in it, and a very profound one. Let me see. I have to open email for that, friends. Sorry about that, but it's okay. We are not in a hurry. It's not like we're in a live event and, oh my gosh, I've got to rush to it. I opened the email and opened that picture, but I did not download it and save it on my desktop computer. So that's why I'm going to do it now. But it won't take too long. I just need us to look at that picture before I go today. And I think we want to bring in some light with that. So here we go. I will show it to you after I've read these cards. We might bring some language into Kamakito no Kaina Tiba. Let's have a look. Okay. Well, I meant to say this, and I'm sorry. I apologize for my bad manners. For any one of you that has recently subscribed to the channel, you've joined our community. Thank you so much, and you're very welcome here. I need to say to you, I apologize to you that I did not take the time to welcome you, because it's very important for us to do that with our communities, and I didn't. And I promise I will be better at it. It's not even that it's not even that. It's just the way things were going. I was on here, but I didn't have this personal chat where it was me and all of you. Okay, so welcome to the channel. Welcome to Ananda Rose. Welcome to Light Language Messenger, because this is going to go on Light Language Messenger as well. And thank you so much for your support, and thank you that you resonate with us, because it's great to know that people are finding it interesting. I mean, everyone, right? When you're doing something, it would be nice to know that you're fulfilling your purpose, because when people enjoy it or when people watch it or they want to subscribe to the channel, that's what they're saying. Yeah, they're saying, oh, I like this channel, or I resonate with what's being shown on here. And so that's so important at the end of the day for the person on the channel that hosts the channel. Okay, right. I will show that card very shortly. I've done a cleansing and clearing. So the first card out of this card, Oracle card deck here, the Golden Future, is it's called Population. It's the number 1 card, which is really interesting, right? Because it's 1 in numerology is a new start. All right, so it's called the Population, and it's number 1, and it says here, seize your opportunities. Can't make it up, right? Seize your opportunities. We're talking about life-changing things being presented to us, life being presented to us in a way that we've had to make some, vast changes, big changes. Right, for aeons, beings throughout the universes have been in awe of those brave souls who have dared to incarnate on Earth. Because free will makes it such a difficult place to negotiate. But a chance to experience this plane with its unparalleled opportunities for spiritual growth is also considered to be a blessing and privilege. Billions of souls who have unfinished karma have been given a special dispensation by Source to return to Earth to try to complete their missions before 2032, when the new blueprint for this planet will be activated. By then, you must have your heart open, or you will continue your soul journey back on the inner planes or on another third dimensional plane. The population will decline until there is an optimum number of people, which with space for all. So, the little encouraging note here says, in the golden future, everyone will be 5th dimensional and embrace the glorious opportunity of life on Earth. The guidance today is receiving this card calls on you to make the most of your life with all its challenges and adventures, as the way that you deal with these events. I'll read it again. As the way that you deal with these events influences your spiritual growth. Every morning, welcome the new day. Go with the flow and embrace all the experiences you have. Know that your soul draws every single encounter and event into your life to enrich you or to test you. We all affect one another's lives, and the daily choices you make impact not only on your own future, but also on that of those around you. Your reactions and responses color your aura and attract your lessons. Lady Gaia, the 9th dimensional blue-green angel who ensouls our planet, lovingly welcomed you with a personal invitation to Earth. Now she asks you to live your life with gratitude, love, and joy, as if it is already the golden future. Make wise choices and remember how loved you are. I think that is awesome. I think of this Oracle card deck, that is the only card I need to bring forth. I think that's quite a profound message. Really asking us to look at what is happening in our world as an opportunity for growth. And, many of us are invested in the transformation to the 5th dimension because we know that this is our last time to do this transformation, right? We've attempted it many times before, I feel. But this time, the way it is, I feel it is so different. I don't know what it was last time. Obviously, we didn't get it right because we're still back here doing this. But this time I feel the pace and I feel the joy, and I feel that no matter what happens, we have to come to the realization that we are in a place where we are bigger than we even imagine. And when I say bigger, I don't mean powerful. Of course, we're powerful, but we are in an empowered state, right? So no matter what happens from here on, let us focus on that factor, that we are doing our transformation, that we chose to come to Earth, that we are highly karmic beings, and we're coming to clear our karma. We've come to clear our karma, and at the same time, we are clearing it as a collective, because all of us are doing that. We're also clearing it as a planet, and some of us will clear it and we will leave and we will not return, or we will have a choice of whether we return to fifth dimensional Earth and whatever else transition Earth is going to do from that point, or some of us may return to clear the karma, whatever's written in the soul contract. But hope must be something we hold on to. Hope must be a very important thing we hold on to in these times. Okay. I'm just going to take a moment to have a sip of water. And if that's available to you, I'm going to encourage you to do the same. Just breathing, just being, just absorbing that information. It was a lot. So just to do that. Before I show you this next card, because that card aligns with this next card that's coming up. The picture, it aligns with the picture. We will read the message from the card anyway. It's going to be, yeah, definitely going to read the message from the card. So bear with me 1 second, friends. I need to get that message from the card or out of the box. The book is sitting in the box at the moment. So sorry about the background noise. I've also got the washing machine going, if you can hear it. I wanted to close my door, and then I thought, oh, I don't actually feel like I want to do that. I don't really sit in this space with the door closed. It's not something I feel like I want to do. It's also turning out to be very dark right now. So I'm just going to stand up and go there to the other side and turn the light on, because it's just starting to feel very dark here. 1 second. Now, for a dark-skinned person, that was not very effective. Now I have to move the light to look at me. So you can see me. You can see the difference between the dark and the light. Okay. Hey, I'm a dark-skinned person talking about my skin, and that's all good. Right, friends, I'll share the screen with you. Let's do this. Okay, taking a few minutes. I hope that you can see this now, friends. Let's do it. Oh, too much, maybe a little bit back. Right, so here we are. We have this card from the Oracle card deck. Oh, sorry, it's not an Oracle card deck. It's a Visionary Tarot experience. So it's based on the tarot, these cards. It's called Unveiling the Golden Age by Izzy. And this is the card that really came to the forefront. It's called Lineage. Lineage, like the line, your line in your family line. Okay, Lineage. And it's a number 5 card. So, you know, if you are familiar with the numerology, and you can find out what a number 5 numerology is, if that's important to you. What I'm quite taken with is the picture, obviously. And in this card, because it's based on the original tarot, like Rider-Waite, if Rider-Waite is the original tarot, it's the Hierophant card, right? So you will see you've got these beings there coming from the cosmos. There's the stars, there's the beautiful trees in the background, and these beings are there. They all seem to be in a meditative space. And then you have these beings at the bottom of the earth that are also having their meditative space. And in the middle is a baby that looks like it's in the womb still, because it's connected to its umbilical cord is coming out of the earth and connecting to this plant, which then is giving us this beautiful, beautiful flower. So it's like as above, so below, right? And it's the Hierophants. And if you know anything about what the Hierophant means in the tarot, then you know that it's a high vibrational card. I'll read this. Honor the lineages of your ancestry and spiritual traditions. Consider how they meet your ethical values to contribute to what is emerging for you now. This card's lesson concerns receiving spiritual knowledge that has been passed down to you. It honors family traditions and sacred rituals. It inspires you to explore your spiritual or religious heritage, your ancestral lineage, and previous lives that you feel have some keys for you in the present moment. The Hierophant asks you to learn the fundamentals of a practice from a trusted source before getting creative with them. Wow, just what we're talking about tools and people coming online, right, by awakening and them having their tools. It may also call you to be more dedicated to a daily practice, such as prayers or meditation. It could also encourage you to pass on knowledge or practices you are adept at in a way that respects the principles of its tradition. There are reasons why it has been beneficial over the ages to integrate some of these practices into our lives. The healthy awareness of this card is this card calls you to explore the lineage of your spirituality and connect with your ancestors as a foundation to create your own ideas or understand better why others choose to align their life with these principles. It is, of course, a good idea to keep an open mind about what works for you and what does not, rather than becoming dogmatic. The emerging paradigm is breaking down the corruption embedded in institutions like religion, where distortion of the original message has unfortunately caused the opposite effect of what was originally intended. It is important to know where we have come from, but where we are going is an evolution of our past. What served society only a century ago, in many cases, outdated in what it represents now. Sorry, I'll read it again. What served society only a century ago is, in many cases, outdated in what it represents now. So remain aware and trust your inner guidance as you create your own path forward. Now, Izzy Ivy wants to tell us the story behind this image. She says, the image of this card came through as an honoring of both bloodline and spiritual past life lineage. She says she realized how much emphasis had been put on these ideas independently, but she had never seen anything represented both simultaneously. And these are her words. She says, for much of my life, I associated with the fragments of soul that made up the being I identified with. However, as I deepened my practice with an inner calling to hold ceremony, I was struck with the importance of my own sacred ancestry. This was profoundly grounding and connected me more with my physical body. Interestingly, it helped me establish a new reverence for my family and relatives. Wow. Interesting, very interesting. She says this, in the center of the image, there is the merging of two realms here, above and below, the physical and the spiritual. This merging relates perfectly to the meaning of this card. It asks us to connect with the knowledge of what has come before and what beneficial elements we choose to bring forward into the spark of the present moment. Theme for integration in guided journeys is ancestral, family healing, or a significant group theme from a past life. That's what she advises. Friends, I want to say, or I am saying this, I believe I was in this meeting yesterday where we had people there and we talked about this lineage. We talked about past lives. We talked about people carrying the karma of the genealogy of their earth family. But also remember that you have galactic in you and you have galactic family. So you also carry their heritage. You carry the heritage of your galactic family. It is not bound by karma, but the heritage you have in a galactic family is one that empowers you, because it would seem that mainly those of us that are resonating with being galactic, we are in other realms something different from what we are here. Like, we can be dragons, we can be unicorns, we can be angels, or we can be seraphim, for example. So I'm told to say that if you can connect with the lineage that you your soul's lineage, remembering this the spiritual DNA of yourself, it's going to make this transformation for you personally a lot easier. I hope that made sense. Okay, so friends, I'm going to come back, or I'm just going to leave this image there for a moment. Okay, so start taking a moment, taking your breaths in. We're going to have 3 breaths. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment because I want to put myself on musician's mode. Right, here we go. And yeah, let's bring that image back. I think it's nice if you want to just focus on it as we bring in some light language. Oh. Technologically challenged, Rose. I just clicked the wrong button again and took it off screen. Okay. Let's make sure that actually happened. That the musician's mode did. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So it's interesting, friends, as I'm sitting here and we've just gone and done the card, I just feel like I need to go and lie down again because the energies are quite intense at the moment. I don't know if you're feeling like that, but let's do this. And then I will let you go through, whenever you catch it, as you know that these messages, they are timeless, right? So whenever you catch it, it's relative and relevant for that time. If you haven't already taken your breaths, let's take it together because I need breath too, right? And as we have taken our breaths, let's keep our feet firmly planted on the ground. Hamakanatiyavarado angelatepanadeyam Keramakatono mahim Hiayam natsamam O kanade kanava kanadanare Vasakurarati kananahe Welcome, beloved ones. Inukota nati Yanako Akinamakato Tandaramakatinaku Ikalati kaleta tatira nakila kutota yera And as we get to this point, let's breathe again. Konangia konange. Breathing again, friends. In this transmission, we bring to your remembrance, we call to your remembrance who you truly are. You live this life. You're living here on this planet. Ibaka tutu pakana tutu fornakai tutu makai na matu tutu makita fatun karmakai. Etru makoronata fornakarai nam. Some of us feel we don't have a lot of karmic things to clear on this planet in this time and space, and right now that's probably because we've been clearing a lot in the past lives, and that's great. So we're bringing in light codes for you to become more and more aware of that factor. Now, people are here in this transmission that I've got a lot of karmic stuff going on, right? A lot of like mind games, misjudged, misunderstood, misdiagnosed, and you know what? So be it. Now, even though you might have a lot of karmic stuff going in the ancestry, in the lineage, in this lifetime, and for those that were here before this lifetime, your ancestors, etc. I believe the more you come into your galactic awareness, that you are more empowered to clear the karma. Okay, and what I'm saying about this is look, this card speaks it. Okay, you can't do one without the other. Well, we've been thinking we're doing one without the other. We've been thinking we're not galactic. We've been thinking we're not from the stars. Now we're coming to the realization of it. And so that's the connection, because I believe we're still connected to our galactic family, even though we've come here for transformation in this time and space. And if you're in this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, but I don't think I'm galactic, Rose, or I don't think I'm one of those people, but you're listening to this, it's come your way. Do you think maybe there's some resonance, or there's something you need to learn from this? Okay? So now we're going to bring it in for any one of you that is really bound by your karma, really going through some intense stuff. It's confusing, it's multidimensional. You slip into one and come out the other. You sometimes you don't know if you're in the right dimension, or even if you don't know anything about intuitive stuff, but you're going through this. You don't have to be intuitively aware of what that's all about. So we're just coming in now. We're bringing in the light codes. Kaya, 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 kurkaya, natia, latia, welcome. Friends, over our skies tonight, or beg your pardon, this afternoon, we have a lot of phoenix flying around here. They're in the clouds, they're forming, they're showing themselves in the clouds. And you know what the phoenix is, right? They say it's a mythical bird that basically completes life, then has death, goes to ashes, and rises from the ashes now again, right? So what are you? Are you going through something like that? Is something like that happening in your life? Some people are going through phoenix experiences like 3 times a day. Some people might be going through phoenix experiences more than that right now in this transformation process, whatever's happening right now, okay? Some people are probably feeling like they're going through that phoenix experience of having to rise from the ashes every day when they wake up, because life is so hard. Life is so challenging. If it's not physically, mentally, emotionally challenging, let me say it like this. If it's not emotionally challenging or physically challenging, it is mentally challenging. Okay, and so because the enemy, the one that's keeping them bound, is themselves, because of all the mind-blowing thoughts they're having, because of what the mind is saying, because of what the ego is saying. So come on, let's right. I'm inviting you to stand up if you need to get up and walk, move, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Take a breath now, Koromachai, as we bring down the light codes so that you can shape and shift your life. Machnutuka. Na nakarana nakarati karato to faranatia. Hea ea ora natia tia to krofanatia ho. Hore are nakachinete. Tenate, tonofana, tenafana, kede to koma, sekatafata kanikuto, inatikaruto, senarum, madidamai. Karamati, Ramato, Ramati, crocodile, do Suklama, I chicken left the get in Calvadus of Yavaduta. Oh, this really sounds like the grandmother, godmother of the dragons. She's a medicine woman. And it's interesting. She's the grandmother, godmother of the dragons. And actually more the great grandmother. We're speaking about lineage. We're rapping our light language, yeah? Can you hear it? Rachai, Zonzen, Navate, Quotes, Samatse, Tungramante, no Tifanake, Kosea, Kufranete, Hua, Nea, Kere Hito, Dona, Kere, Lounge, in Yelama, Tuana, Tifara, Tenuam. So friends, I'm gonna go in this moment and say Kurabahai Nuai Kitafanate. Take a deep breath. Come back in Koronatia, Tama, come back to self, come back to present. Take your time, Koronika. Water, if you have it available to you, always try to have it available to you when you're drinking, when you're going through transmissions and stuff like that. It's gonna fix and hydrate you. Kamaiketo, cleanse you, clear you, krotake. So as we come back, just take a few seconds. Maybe you want to look at this picture again. You can pause the screen anyway when you're watching this yourself. Just going to stop sharing now, friends. Okay. Right. This is our work. To hold space. This is the work of us, to hold space and fulfill our purpose here on the planet. You'll be here only if you resonate with that statement. We haven't stopped loving the people we love. We haven't given up on them. We are just doing our lives differently now because it got serious. Life got serious as to our soul's mission, right? Very much so post the solar eclipse, and very much so as we approach the Lion's Gate. And it starts getting more, we're more and more coming into the alignment of what our soul's purpose is right now. And from here on, that's it. If you're not on it yet, or you are feeling like you're on the verge of it, or it's just there, you can sense it, you can you feel like you can almost touch it, but it's not physically visible, then it's there. Keep walking the walk, talking the talk, doing what it is that you've come to do here on the planet, friends. So I apologize for my washing machine if you heard it through the transmission. Life is happening as we're living. And I believe my community is a very forgiving one. and understands that we are doing this not in a professional studio, but in the comfort of home office. Friends, thank you. I'll catch you next time here on the channels. And yeah, just remember, keep reaching for the stars. Just remember to do your meditative practice in the morning, 10 minutes of silence with half the time spent breathing will be great. Yeah, do your chant, do your Gayatri, do the Gayatri mantra, and speak your light language whilst you bring your light language into the Gayatri. It will be amazing, fantastic. So much love to you, everybody. Namaste, namahi, karma katapana hai.